Student council, or the student government, exists to serve the needs of students by organizing school events or relaying concerns to teachers and principals, thus working in a partnership with the school management. Typically, you would assume students would vote for those of their peers that want to accommodate the needs of their students the best, but it's no surprise that most students don't actually know who they're voting for. Teachers don't help this at all, as they tell students to just vote for any random candidate if they don't know who's running, leaving the majority of votes being based off of people who have a cooler sounding name, or the more popular. Neither of which should fit the requisites of a person trying to represent our student body. So after this disgrace of a voting system, let's see how well Student Council has been able to come together this past year.
I've been planning on running for student body president since my freshman year. I really think I have good leadership qualities and I have lots of great ideas, and I really love Student Council and I love what it stands for, and I love being involved in my school. And I think this is a great way to do that.
I just like being involved in the school and getting things done for my peers.
So far, Student Council members seem pretty confident in their intentions and that they're fit for the job. But how exactly do they represent us?
I try to stay at the top of my class and take honors classes and be the best person I can possibly be.
I try to be a well-rounded individual with, lots of great respects, and for people to appreciate who I am. I want people to look at me as a person with good morals, good characteristics, someone who thinks of themselves as a leader.
So it looks like student council members try to be a representative on a personal level so far as their appearance and how they conduct themselves, but they don't really seem to represent us through their government actions.
I've talked to a lot of classmates and a lot of people, how they feel about student council, and some of it isn't really good, and I want that to change. I want people to appreciate what student council is, love what we do here, and to actually know what goes on in a meeting every day, to know how we spend our money, know what we're planning, and know what's in the future.
I ask people around, if they like the dances that we plan or stuff like that.
So they don't have anything concrete that says what their students want. Let's see if word of mouth is an effective method of surveying information. Do you think student council is doing a good job?
In some aspects, yes, and some no.
I think Buena's good right now how it is, maybe.
Yeah, I think they are doing a pretty good job. It's high school, it can't get any worse, I guess.
I think they're doing as good of a job as they can with what they're given, but things can always be better.
So most people seem to think that student council is doing an adequate job, but is that really good enough? Let's see what changes students want them to make. What changes would you like to see student council make?
Better dances or better float organization.
I'd like to see student council make better decisions on where they're going to be placing events the prom, and I really like the homecoming because I want something like that to happen again. But prom wasn't like that, so.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'd like to see them be more into classrooms, making decisions for the school, into education-wise, to incorporate things that students like to do.
I would like them just to make the school better, different changes. They didn't have senior week this week for this year. They cut it completely.
After all that, let's find out what goals student council had for this year. And at the beginning of the school year, what were the goals that you were hoping to accomplish?
I was hoping to make prom better than years past, and I think we accomplished that.
My goals that I was hoping to accomplish is to have a great prom. As a junior in student council, we want to have a great prom, which I think we did with our fine leader, Jeanette Betts.
So it would appear that student council holds up their responsibility to make dances as part of organizing school events. But an organization such as this should be doing so much more than just making dances or poorly attended fashion shows. They need to be acting as a government organization. So then what do our candidates for next year hope to accomplish?
I just hope to listen to everybody's opinions and take everything into consideration.
So from that, it doesn't really seem like next year will hold a plethora of new changes. We attempted to interview the remaining president candidate, Alyssa, but she refused an interview for fear of her story being twisted. If she had the right intentions for running, she would have wanted an interview for more publicity for her cause. And the story would have been impossible to twist, so a sense of guilty conscience. In conclusion, student council doesn't completely fulfill their roles for a number of reasons. The students that just vote for their friends, the teachers who urge students to vote for candidates they know nothing about, the people that treat student council as a popularity contest, and the students who choose to remain uninformed about what's going on in the school and what they can do to help it. For the sake of future students at Buena, we all need to have a greater interest in what student council does in order for it to reach its full potential. Starting with a voting system that actually gives the impression we live in a democracy and know how it functions, and also getting students who actually care about who runs our student government.